top TV shows for couples. Grab your stick, grab your drink. Let's get into this thing right now. What up, what up, what up? It's your boy JB coming right back at you, man. Welcome back to the channel. All of my information is below in the description. Man, I need y'all to do me a favor. As soon as you come into the build and mash that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell for notifications. It really helps the channel out. And y'all know, man, a couple weeks ago, we did the top 10 or the top movies for couples to watch. So we decided to extend that today and do the top TV shows. And man, y'all know who I bring with me on the Family Affair edition. Full disclosure. Yeah, she gonna be raw tonight because yeah, she been busy today. So she gonna give y'all what she gonna give y'all. But I'm gonna let her introduce herself and tell y'all what she's sipping on tonight.
Thanks, JB, for having me on the call. Tonight, I'm just sipping on some, yes, it's in a solo cup. Yes, it is.
A purple one.
Cran pineapple juice with Grey Goose.
Damn. Okay.
Yes.
Now that goose gonna get you loose now, y'all.
It's just a little.
I had to re-up on my goose. The other day. I had to re-up on my goose. Yeah, my goose back there.
Pineapple juice is good. So
yeah, you know I do real. I do real cranberry. But yeah, so. But yeah, appreciate you being on, man. Appreciate you being on. Y'all know, man. I had my one last Buffalo Trace cigar. That thing just smokes well for me. A lot of people don't like it, but it smokes well for me. The price is right. Does it great for this. It's a great length and size for this podcast. And of course, y'all, I got in the merch glass. Y'all know the merch description is below. Y'all know whenever y'all see pint glass, I had to bring back the Surfsides. Iced tea, vodka, lemonade. When I tell y'all them things hit now, and it's storming like crazy down here in Florida today, but I had my mouth set on it now. I had plenty of bourbon, but you know, I said, let me go ahead and do my Surfside, because I think I had this when me and Rhonda did the movie one. So we gonna jump right into this thing. Rhonda, when you got the topic about top TV shows for couples, what's the first thing that came to your mind, or anything came to your mind?
You want the truth? You know, I just finished my list like 2 minutes ago. Look, man, all I can think is I hope it's helping these people out here that's in relationships and want to be in relationships or whatever. So I hope that is. I hope when we bring it to the table, it's helping them. But I thought it was a pretty decent topic. You know, had to go far back to find some good stuff to.
Okay.
You know, to think of, but you know, I tried. We'll see what happens.
guys, our list is gonna be unscientific. Okay, because when I got the topic, it actually got suggested to me after people saw the podcast on movies. And so I'm like, okay, yeah, I gotta tell y'all, by the time we get to ours gonna be different than some of the articles I'm giving y'all. Cause I want y'all to have some objective stuff, and then y'all gonna get the country cooking. Y'all gonna get the country cooking from us, if you will, people who grew up in the country and TV shows that meant something to us. Now, here's what I'm telling y'all before we get into our list a little bit later on in the podcast. It doesn't matter if it's in syndication. It didn't matter if it's no longer owned. I want you guys kind of understand it's top TV shows, because now you can find all these shows, whether it be streaming, Netflix, Hulu, Paramount. Everybody you can get these things. You can get these TV shows in a lot of different places. So Rhonda has her list. I have my list. And I'm gonna do our list. We're gonna do our list at the end instead of jumping right into this thing, because it's two articles I want y'all to go over to kind of get a gist of what we're talking about. So, Rhonda, we're gonna jump right into this first article, because y'all know, man, I gotta give y'all the why. Okay, I gotta give y'all the why. So, we over here at CBS News. Rhonda, let me know if you can see this. Can you
Okay.
see that, Run?
I mean, it's big, but I know you're going to read the points to it.
Okay. So let's do this. Let's bring it down. All right, that might be a little bit better. All right. Can watching TV shows together improve your relationship? Now, guys, we over here at CBS News, February 28th, 2023. That's my grandmother's birthday, so that's why this article is special to me. So let's go down here real fast. All right. It can be a struggle at times to find something to watch on TV, but every now and then, there's a show you can't miss nor enjoy alone. We watch so much television, said Joe Johnson as he stood by his wife, Julie. They then realized a calendar listing the TV shows they watch each night, down to the specifics of when new episodes premiere. Monday night is NCIS. Tuesday night is FBI. Wednesday now is going to be Survivor, said the dedicated CBS viewers. Dariella Bessler and her husband have different interests when it comes to TV viewing, but they still find a few shows to share. Abbott Elementary is another one we like to watch. What do you get out of watching a show together? We get to bond over the show. We get to talk about the characters. I see it as we get closer, she said. It's the shared experience, said Joe Johnson. They're far from alone. A survey found that 66 couples say that watching TV together strengthens their relationship, while 55% said they adjust their child's sleep schedule to fit their TV time. Ben Hoagland, a licensed marriage and family therapist and father of four, said he and his wife still sneak in time to watch shows together. It's a shared experience. We're watching the same thing, and even though we may not even talk about it, we still know we just saw the same thing and shared that experience together, said Hoagland. Specifically, couples get to share emotions that come from a show that could be excitement, fear, or joy, and be able to talk about it or share with your partner. It's on some form. And be able to then talk about it or share that with your partner is on some level a form of emotional intimacy. Okay. He cautioned though that if sitting to watch a TV show together is the only time when a couple makes an emotional connection, it can be a problem. Now back to the positives. Watching TV shows with your partner helps bring in different viewpoints and reactions. I see a situation on the show that maybe my husband doesn't see it the way I see it, and so maybe he'll give me a different perspective on it, said Bessler. Can watching TV shows with the partner improve communication? Yes, according to Kevin Sauter, a former communication professor at the University of St. Thomas. He said it engages communication facilitation that you talk about it. Let's say a child rearing issue comes up on the sitcom. All of a sudden, you're talking about it and how you're raising your children. While the conversation will likely incorporate plot lines and reactions of the actual content of the show, it can also go much deeper into understanding more about your partner as a person. We all experience the world a little bit differently based on a whole lot of factors. We'll call it a filter, if you will. And so learning how other experiences that moment in the show can provide a little bit of a glimpse. If you're struggling to find something to watch together, how can you find common ground? I have couples that sometimes will take turns watching a show based on one person's interests. Sometimes you have to look for those shows and some tolerance and patience to find programs that you both can enjoy, said Sauter, adding that partners shouldn't be condescending to each other's partner's choices. So that way y'all gonna know when I take y'all my list and y'all hear Rhonda say, right? You know, that because we had to share the TV growing up. So when we come together, we make compromises and we say, let's watch this. His wife Julie quickly chimed in. We don't really compromise. We just kind of like the same shows, with Joe smiling and agreeing. Couples who share a friend group in real life often have a stronger bond. One study found when couples emotionally connect with TV show characters together, it's similar to sharing a friend group, thus strengthening the relationship. Now, Rhonda, tell me what you think about that article as you saw it and as you heard me read it. Are you still there, Ron?
Can you repeat that? I didn't hear any of that.
Okay. Can you tell me what you thought about that article? Can you tell me what you thought about that article when I was reading it? Can you hear me, Ron?
Okay. I could just hear you now.
Okay. Can you hear
what now?
Tell me what you think about that article now that I'm reading it.
I mean, to be honest, I think it's very similar to what we talked about with the movies as a way of opening forms of communication with your partner that you may not be able to broach certain subjects without it being an argument or things like that. I mean, I like the list he named because I do watch FBI on Tuesday nights. I love Survivor on Wednesday nights when it was on. So yes, I do have certain shows, but I'm also single, so y'all take that for what it's worth. But I like watching what I like to watch on TV. But that article, I think it's just another way, just from the TV, just down the TV show realm, to be able to have something that's more weekly, like a weekly thing,
Mm-hmm.
to revisit subjects or to talk about topics that may be hard to watch. I mean, hard to talk about. But I also know that it's nothing like those shows that are in syndication where they do the marathons on
Mm.
certain weekends, right? Like,
Mm.
it's, those things are
You
good
mean
too.
meet the Browns back to back to back to back to back to back episodes?
Or yeah, or something else, But yeah, that could work too. Wasn't one of my ones that I watched, but yeah, it was something like that too.
No shade to the people
Hmm.
who watch Meet the Browns. I like Meet the Browns. That ain't on my list either, but they used to
No,
do the back to back to back to back.
but why?
But it's but I'm glad you said that, Ron. And the reason I'm doing the reason I'm actually doing the 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 article first, guys, is we got to be reminded why we're talking about this. Because for some people, this Netflix, this Hulu, people are binge watching. It's their date time per week, whether you're married, whether you're dating, or whatever. But also, too, if you're on the dating apps and you're single, some of the things, the questions you're going to get asked on that first date is, what do you like to watch on TV, or what's your favorite movie, and that kind of thing. So I just thought it was interesting when I saw that article. I said we got to do this because it's similar to the article about the movie, but like Rhonda said, the TV show now is more so the reinforcement. It's the weekly. All these shows we're going to talk about today, you're going to either be able to binge watch them because they're streaming. You'll be able to watch them on your calendar at your preference, or they're just coming on TV still once a week. Okay. Now, I want to get into this next article, guys. I'm going to go over two articles. Okay. And what these two articles are just sitcoms that these articles that I found online recommended. They're recommended. Okay. So the first, and I'm gonna just go through them, Rhonda, and then we'll discuss it, and I'll
Okay.
go to the next one, and then we'll use the rest of the time to go through the ones we got. All right, guys. First article we're gonna go to. Okay. Let me know if you can see this one, Rhonda.
Hmm. Yes, I can.
Okay, guys, we're over here, Lakeshore Lady. Lakeshore Lady. This came out January 8th, 2023. So pretty recent. 16 TV shows for couples who can't agree on what to watch. I'm going to just go through this list. And Rhonda, at the end, let me know if any one of these you've even heard of. See, this is why me and Rhonda gotta get on here for all these people who don't know 16 of these shows that you're about to see. Okay? So, all right. I'm trying to get rid of these ads, guys. I apologize. I don't have a paid account. So, all right. 16, guys. All right. Your significant other, of course, you love your significant other. Of course you do. But that doesn't necessarily mean you have the same taste when you turn on the TV. That might be able to watch hours of football or Star Wars on repeat while your comforting TV show is Emily in Paris. There's a definite disconnect here. Luckily, Adam and I have discovered a bunch of Luckily, Adam and I have discovered a bunch of really awesome and amazing TV shows for couples to watch together. Obviously, everybody's taste is different, but these are the ones that we both agreed on, which means the husband didn't fight it. Number 1, Suits on Netflix. Meghan Markle. Number 1, Rhonda, is Suits. What do you think, Rhonda, about Suits? Did you watch that? Rhonda, can you hear me?
I didn't hear any of that.
Oh, you didn't hear any of that?
Mm-mm.
Okay. All right.
I
So
heard you say Suits, and then it went out.
number 1 is Suits, guys. I must be having some technical difficulties, guys. I apologize. Number 1 is Suits, but you can hear me now, right, Rhonda?
Yes.
So did you watch Suits at all when Meghan Markle was on?
No, I never watched it. Period.
Okay. Me either. I'm not a Suits fan. All right, let's go back in and share that. I apologize.
Yeah, I heard it was a good show though, or had good reviews or what have you. But
Yeah. So we got Suits, guys. Can you hear me now, Rhonda?
oh yes,
Okay. All right. Okay. Number 2, Bad Sisters on Apple. Have you heard of that one, Ron?
Nope.
Okay, guys, I've never heard of that one either. Y'all get down in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about that. Number 3, The White Lotus on HBO Max.
Now that I do want to watch. I haven't watched it, but I do want to watch that.
Now, guys, I don't know anything about this one, but that's the reason why I'm doing this article. Okay, because clearly I don't have HBO Max, so I wouldn't know about it. But that's what we're seeing. But Rhonda, you do want to get into this one?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay,
I've heard
all right.
Good things about it.
Okay, number 4, Only Murders in the Building on Hulu. Ever heard about that one?
I want to watch that too. I want to watch that one too.
Okay, maybe I picked out a good article, guys. I ain't never heard of this a day in my life. Plus, I don't have Hulu. Okay, so just letting y'all know I don't have Hulu. Number 5, The Other Two on HBO Max. What about that one, Ron? You heard about it?
No, I never heard of that.
Okay, I don't have HBO Max. This one must be doing well in life because I ain't got Hulu, none of that. Number 6, Happy Endings on Hulu. Happy Endings on Hulu, Rhonda. Have you heard of that one?
I don't think so. That doesn't sound familiar.
Now, Rhonda, do you have Hulu?
I do. Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. Okay, cool.
But only for if I miss one of my shows that I regularly watch.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I watch any series like if I miss Will Trent or something like that.
Okay. All right, I'm looking forward to your list then, because you talking. I don't watch some of the stuff you didn't talk about. Ted Lasso on Apple TV. I don't have that one either. I got Apple TV because it comes with my phone, but I do not know that one. What about you, Robin?
No, I've heard of Ted Lasso. I heard it was absolutely hilarious, but I can't think of the guy's name.
Okay.
But he's pretty great anyway. I forgot his name though, but it's won a lot of awards. I feel like
Jason Sudeikis.
Jason Sudeikis. Yes. Him. He's funny anyway. So yeah, but I don't have Apple TV because I'm not an Apple person.
I had to sneak that in. We just can't keep stuff. Here we go.
Just say
Number 8, guys. Number 8, Top Chef on Hulu. Now that's a good one. I've seen Top Chef. Top Chef. What about you, Ron?
Never watched it.
Never watched it. Yeah, that's a good one. The Bear on Hulu. The Bear. What about that one, Ron?
Heard of it, but never watched it.
Okay, I've never heard of it either.
But I've heard.
Jeremy Allen White from Shameless is who's in that one. Okay. Number 10 is Formula One, Drive to Survive. I've heard about that. I've heard about it. People say they like it, but I guess I'm not a big Formula One guy, so I wouldn't pick that. What about you, Roddy? You heard about that one?
I feel like I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 11, Succession. Now, I don't have HBO Max, but I hear people swearing by this.
I would love to watch that one too. I think that's on one of my lists, like on my favorites on one of them things. Yeah. Yeah.
The reason why I want to watch this one, it says pretty much everyone on this show is a terrible person, but the family dynamics, backstabbing, and other twists make it impossible to look away.
Yeah, I think you would like it.
Nice. That one a dig for all the listeners out there. That one a dig.
I think you would like it. I think it's loosely based on a true story, though. I think it's loosely based on something. Mm-hmm.
House of the Dragon. I hear people swearing by that one. I haven't seen it, but Rhonda, have you seen House of the Dragon?
No, I want to watch it, but I also want to watch Game of Thrones first because they're connected.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Number 13, New Girl on Netflix. Never heard of that one. Never heard of it.
I've heard of it, but never watched it.
Okay. Number 14, The Crown on Netflix. What about that one, Rhonda? Because I hadn't heard about that one.
I've heard of it, but never watched it. Okay.
Number 15, Schitt's Creek. Now, I know people swear by that. What about you, Rhonda?
I definitely want to watch that. As old as it is, I think it's right up there with The Office. Like I want to get into those two.
Okay. Number 16, final one, Sex Education on Netflix. Have you heard about that one?
No, I hadn't.
Okay. It says about an insecure teenager who offers love advice to another student based on what he has learned from his therapist's mother. So, and they create a secret sex therapy clinic, and chaos ensues is what it says. Now, y'all get down in the comment section. Let us know what y'all think about this list. So when I saw this list of 16, I said, man, I got to ask Rhonda, has she heard of this? So I'm glad this has got to be a decent list because Rhonda heard about a few of them. What do you think about this list, Rhonda?
I mean, I think for a certain classification of people, I think it's a pretty popular list.
Absolutely. And when she says classification of people, guys, for the YouTube purpose, that means nice people. For nice people.
Yeah, I just think it's, a select group of people that will watch these things, and I think it's good.
Yes. So now let's get to the next article so me and Rhonda can get to ours. Next one I'm coming over here to, guys, is we're over here at getofficial.co. Guys, y'all know all these will always be in the description, so y'all can come look at it. 10 shows for couples to binge watch together, Rhonda. So I'm going to just go through these real fast. 10 TV shows. The Circle. Love is Blind. Black Mirror. Bridgerton. Now, I heard about that one. I haven't watched it, but people... Rhonda just said it. Number 6, The Office. Number 7, Hell's Kitchen. Number 8, The Crown. Number 9, Gordon Ramsay Uncharted. And number 10, Schitt's Creek again. Now, y'all get down in the comment section about this list. Because I actually watched some of these. So, Rhonda, when you see those 10 real fast, what do you think?
The only one I'm really familiar with that I haven't watched is Bridgerton, maybe.
So you haven't watched Bridgerton, so your clients watch this, or how do you hear about these things, or just advertisements and suggestions?
He was half dressed. That's what I heard about it. So in season 1, and it came out during COVID. Remember, I just one of those things that was pretty popular during COVID. But I think during that time I was watching Tiger King or something like that.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, but didn't watch Bridgerton at all. But it's in season 3, so but no, I'm just looking at these. But I haven't watched none of these shows, any of these shows.
Yeah.
On this list. But it seems like a decent list, though.
Guys, I'm going to tell y'all like this. I was not familiar with this list at all, but as I was out in my business travels and just started asking people about these shows, clearly I am not well-versed in these TV shows. Right? And honestly, I know the connotation, but when people say Netflix and chill and they would tell me some of the movies they would watch, I didn't think Netflix and chill people actually watch the movie too or watch the show too. But now I'm learning these people would tell me every detail about these about these shows. And I said, damn, okay. I said, man, Rhonda got to talk about this. I ain't never heard of these shows. But as I do the research for the podcast, people were just rolling off what this was about. Oh, yeah, Jeff, that's a good one. You got to look at it. Jeff, you got to look at it. You got to look at it. And I'm just like, man, I'm stuck in a time warp. We are. I'm stuck. Because now, guys, when y'all see me and Rhonda's list, or at least my list, I'm going to tell y'all like this. I'm stuck in a time warp. And now I realize, no wonder when people sit down and start talking about these sitcoms, I got to do more listening and talking. Because I have or these shows, and I hear people talking about it, and I hear people say, hey, man, got to go. I got my show coming on. And I'm like, what show? And because I don't have Hulu and Netflix and that kind of thing, the world has passed me by when it comes to TV shows, Rhonda. Let's just put it to you like that.
So are you not watching TV?
No, I watch TV, but I'm old school. I'm stuck in a time warp.
Okay.
I'm stuck in a time warp. And you're going to see when I give you my list. Now, y'all got to understand, me and Rhonda about to go over our list. I'm going to get her to give me one, then I'm going to get one, just like we did with the movies. And this is unscientific. Y'all get down in the comment section, give us y'all top 5. Okay? You can give us your top 5. Remember, this is subjective. This is opinionated. And me and Rhonda didn't coordinate what our answer was going to be, just like we didn't do on the movies. Now, we talk all the time, but when it comes to podcast topic, we save it for y'all raw so that y'all can get the real reaction. Now, Rhonda, give me your first one.
Oh, my first one is Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy.
Absolutely.
Okay.
20 seasons, however many seasons.
Yeah. Grey's Anatomy. I was going to put that on my list, but it didn't make my list. Grey's Anatomy is a good show. Any particular thing you like about Grey's Anatomy, or is it just...
It literally touches on everything a relationship could go through. It literally
All while in the hospital.
Yeah, yeah. It's and it pulls you in, and you feel like you're part of the show. That's why it hurts when they kill people off.
Like the Young and the Restless, man. Just like the soap operas.
Yeah. So no, but it's a well written show. It has longevity. It has that staying power. I won't even care if you go back to season 1, you'll still be just as entertained as you are with the current season.
Now, Ron, I got to give you props on that. Grey's Anatomy. I think a lot of people are going to agree with you on that one. Grey's Anatomy, especially for listeners our age and older, I can guarantee you they gonna feel us on that.
Oh no, college students are all on Grey's.
Oh, for real? Okay.
Oh, they get into it. Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. All right. So Grey's Anatomy is Rhonda's number 1. Y'all know my number 1, Rhonda let the cat out of the bag when we were talking about the movie. King of Queens. I think every couple should sit down and watch Doug and Carrie. And the one thing I like about King of Queens is when I hear the intro, all I want to do is cash my check and drive right home to you. Like, dude, these guys were the quintessential middle-class family, hard-working, blue-collar. Well, Carrie worked in the law office, but she was a secretary in the law office. So, and guys, I got to tell y'all, why do I like King of Queens? Because Arthur is in it. And all our lives, and this ain't nothing racial, but all our lives, I got taught that white kids put their parents in a home. Well, King of Queens was so funny because this is the first show I've seen where Carrie's dad, who was clearly senile, is living in the house with him. And Doug had to deal with it. And I thought that was only a black thing, that you don't put your old parents in a home. But King of Queens, Arthur is in the house. Doug is a UPS driver. Carrie's a legal secretary. And they always having to deal with something. Very rarely did something go well that Doug wouldn't screw it up or Carrie wouldn't screw it up. But you felt like you understood what they were going through in Queens, New York. So around the King of Queens is my first one to counter your Grey's Anatomy. Give me number 2 for you, Ron.
So number 2 is a toss-up.
Okay.
Between the Jeffersons and Martin.
Oh. Now, full disclosure, guys, I got Martin on my list too. I got Martin on my top 5. Now, Rhonda, go with the Jeffersons and why you chose the Jeffersons, and then go with why you chose Martin. Why is it toss-up?
Well, because the reason why it's a toss-up is because number 1, man, you can't beat George Jefferson, man. I mean, come on, like he's just a classic thing. But he loved Weezy now. He loved Weezy, and he loved his mama as best as he could. Yeah. But he loved himself some Weezy. And so, and she would always have to be the one to bring him back to center. Okay. Which is probably like a lot of relationships where, people say, oh, you ground me, or you whatever. Yeah. Whatever people in relationships say. And so for the Jeffersons, it was that. Plus, I love that he was a business owner. Like, I love that. And that
was unheard of. That was unheard of in the 70s.
Yeah. And so, so it's a number of things. I think I loved how they had the interracial relationships. It's a bunch of things that it can
Tom Willis
too in the 30 minutes of
you had Tom Willis, Helen. But I'm gonna go there, Rhonda. Now, I like the Jeffersons. It didn't make my list. Mm-hmm. I'm more of a fan of Amen, and I'm more of a fan of Archie Bunker.
Well, he's on my list too.
Okay, all right, cool. But Rhonda's right about the Jeffersons. Living in the penthouse, interracial couple, maid, all this stuff we had never seen really.
Not for black people.
Not for black people.
Not for African Americans.
That was pioneering right there with the Jeffersons. And back then, guys, if you go watch some of the episodes, if you watch them raw, N-word, H-word, everything, they said it back then. Wasn't no big deal.
But it also shows the dynamic, too, of how he had his wife support him with his business. You don't get that with a lot of entrepreneurs this time, like in this day and age. Like, it's going to be some conflict somewhere with that. But for, I just, to be able to take Weezy off her job and put her up to the
side. Guess what? They were on the Upper East Side of New York. Everybody know that's the rich side of New York. And guys, Weezy didn't work. Weezy had a maid. We ain't never seen no stuff like that in the black community. And to the white community, it might have been okay. But we ain't never seen nothing like that. So I like the fact that you said that about the Jeffersons. They didn't make my list, but that was a pioneering That was a pioneering sitcom. But I love Amen after the Jeffersons. Now, Rhonda, get into why you like Martin, because Martin's on my list too. We'll both discuss that. Go ahead.
I mean, what's not to like about Martin? I hate it fell apart in the end, but what's not to like about Martin, man? He gives you all the characters. Yes, he's playing majority of them, but he gives you all the characters that you love or you love, hate, or whatever. And so it's like, but the relationship of him and Gina,
Yep.
Pam and Tommy, like
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? Like that stuff is some classic,
and it's real.
Black love.
Your girl got her girlfriend that you got to deal with. Your man got his boys that you got to deal with, right?
You got the mama.
You got the mama. Yes. Right? You got the crazy mamas on both sides, right? You got the crazy family on both sides. Martin came.
Friend that you don't know who if he get what's his job. Don't nobody know. What
nobody know what Tommy did. We still don't know what Tommy did. Cole, GTD. But I'm gonna go there, guys. The one thing that was reality about Martin, though, the real reality is when they got married, the show went downhill in real life. When they tried to marry them in real life, now everything started to change for that show. And y'all know Bad Boys for Life just came out, and it's crazy to just kind of see how Martin looked then versus how Martin looked now. And you don't realize this show came out 30 years ago, right? We don't realize. And y'all got to understand, when Martin came out, Martin was on Fox. And you know, that was a big deal. But that show was legendary. But for a couple, that journey, the reason why you want to sit down and watch it, how to get over arguments, how to, you know, all the stuff you're going to have to deal with in a relationship, Martin dealt with it. That show was must-see TV for the Black community. And I know a lot of white people who are watching it now on streaming devices and that kind of thing and think it's absolutely hilarious. And now with Bad Boys 4 being out, you're going to see a lot more people start watching Martin again. So I got Martin on my list, and Rhonda got Martin on her list as a toss-up between that and the Jeffersons. Rhonda, what's your next one?
My next one that I had written down is a fairly new one, and it's The Neighborhood. That is a hilarious show, but it's full of love. It's full of relationships.
Okay.
Yes, said entertainer is good, but that Max guy, his neighbor, to me is what makes that doggone show. He just hilarious because he just want to be everybody's friend, but he especially wants to be such an entertainer. It's just such a good show.
Now say it is married. Say it is married in that show, right?
Yeah, to Tashina Arnold.
Tashina Arnold, right? Okay, yeah. I don't get to watch that as much, but I need to put that on my list.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, guys, I'm a Ced the Entertainer fan. I love Ced the Entertainer as a comedian and as Coach Cedric on the Steve Harvey Show. All the other shows, he tries to act like this proper guy, and I just don't connect with him like that. But Ced the Entertainer on the Steve Harvey Show with Lavita Alizé Jenkins. That's the Ced the Entertainer I like. I haven't gotten into some of his other shows. Well, other than God, what's that movie he did? Oh God, he did that movie where he and Steve Harvey were competing. I can't remember which one it was.
No. See, the only thing that popped in my head was Barbershop, but
yeah, in Barbershop he was good too. But no, I got to check The Neighborhood out since you say it's good. Now my next one,
it's really good.
My next one, guys, I'm gonna go a little different. I'm going with Family Feud. Family Feud. Whether it's the Family Feud old school with Richard Dawson, but if I'm gonna watch Family Feud with Steve Harvey, I need to watch the celebrity one. Because the celebrity ones just give crazy answers.
And you have more freedom.
And yeah, the celebrity one. So Family Feud, and the reason why I'm saying that is when couples watch that together, ain't nothing better than when you get something that's the top answer and your person that you watching it with don't. If you want to have a competitive night, turn on Family Feud. Competition brings closeness. What do you think about the Family Feud, Ron?
I don't care for it, but I get what you mean.
Yeah. So
But
Rhonda said she.
I mean, you're right. I used to record the Celebrity Family Feud because
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't watch the other ones. I
can't watch the regular ones with Steve Harvey, but
and
it's
so,
like
so unless I'm at my
it's like
grandmother's
he's
house,
really
it's
connecting
just,
with the celebrities
when
because
I'm
they
forced
going
to
through the
watch
same
it,
thing he going through.
No, but
Right?
I will try to watch the celebrity one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so
He's
I would
just a
watch.
little much for me. He just a little much. Is
Yeah, he didn't got extra. He didn't got extra over the years, but we know why.
No,
we know why he didn't got extra. We know who did that to him. But
he's extra 40.
But that's my one, Family Feud. Rhonda, what's the next one on your list?
So I wanted to go with game shows too, but again, I had a toss up.
Okay,
between Amazing Race and Jeopardy.
Amazing Race and Jeopardy. Now, give me
Jeopardy
your
will
thoughts.
have you ready to cut somebody if they know the answer and you don't. One of my favorite shows. But the Amazing Race, I love how they have teams of two traveling the world together.
Give me your thoughts on
how they interact with each other.
Well, give me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts on Amazing Race, though. Are you saying the couples who work out, or because I know you work out? Are you saying that's
different? No, it's different every season, which is why I love it. You don't know who's going to be up there. I mean, of course, it could be husband and wives. It could be mothers and sons, or mothers and daughters, or fathers. Like it could be anybody. That's what I love about it, and you just don't know where you're going to end up. And if you know the culture, if you know how to speak the language and all that kind of stuff, and you're in a strange country trying to figure this thing out, all for $1 million, but people will go on this show to see if their relationship can take the test of adversity and you know, like just having to push themselves and all of that. I like how it tests all those boundaries. So any of those shows like that, like The Challenge, all those shows like that where, you know, you have to team up. I think it shows a lot. A way for couples to talk about things that may be tough. And the Amazing Race, though, it'll take you up here. You could be mad at them on that one leg, but then the next leg you may excel and go head on about your business. But it's a good show to watch. On a Wednesday night after Survivor.
Okay. Now, guys, Rhonda gave you that Amazing Race, and she said Jeopardy. So that's a toss up for her. But I never watched it. I shouldn't say I never. I think I watched Amazing Race when it first came out. Never really got into it. If y'all get down in the comment section if you're a couple that watched Amazing Race. But I know plenty of couples who watch Jeopardy, and I'll be honest. The one Jeopardy is so good that when Saturday Night Live takes a white person and make them play Black Jeopardy, that is hilarious. If y'all haven't seen Black Jeopardy on Saturday Night Live, that is absolutely hilarious. Go on YouTube, and the best one is Tom Hanks playing the redneck guy that's playing Black Jeopardy, and Keenan is hosting that thing. And they got to learn about
Chadwick Boseman. You got to get Chadwick.
Chadwick Boseman was good too. Chadwick Boseman was good too. Absolutely. But that
is a classic. That is a classic scene.
Yeah. So my next one, guys, my out of my 5, I'm going old school again. Because every time I see it on, it's always back to back episodes. It's always a marathon of it. I got to go with my boy Al Bundy and Married with Children.
Oh my Lord, of course.
Got to go with Al Bundy and Married with Children. Because that they couldn't make a show like that now. Right? But once again, because that show came out in the 80s, and you remember Ron Daddy used to make us watch that. Daddy would watch.
Oh, I hated that.
Daddy would make us watch Al Bundy. And guys, y'all got to remember something about Al Bundy, fellas. This man worked in a shoe store, in a woman's shoe store. His wife Peggy didn't work, but always was dressed to the nines. We still don't know how they got the money. Had a daughter that was considered beautiful, but didn't have no brains. And of course, Bud was just a loser until later on in the show. But one of the things you guys are going to find is all of these shows, you know, are just rooted in blue collar work a lot. You know, it's just hardworking people that's doing some stuff that people can relate to. So growing up, a job was a job. So working in a shoe store, I didn't know that was like bottom of the barrel for a parent. Right? And that was the whole point with Married with You. Okay, you didn't learn that till you got older that ain't a job he could be proud of. And he had all the characters as well. But Married with Children was one of my I'll still watch that today because I like Married with Children because most relationships, the female is living off of what they used to be in high school. The husband is living off of what he used to be in high school. And that is so much of reality. That is so much of a reality. And Married with Children embodied that whole component. Okay? And that's what I liked about Married with Children because 4 touchdowns in a high school game. That was Al Bundy, right? Polk High legend. But nothing else after that. He could tell you nothing about his life after that. And a lot of couples are stuck because that was about marrying your high school sweetheart, marrying the hottest girl in high school, and now she don't look like that. Then you got the nosy neighbors, Jefferson and Marcy, and all that kind of stuff. So Married with Children it rounded out my top 5 list. Rounded out my top 5 list. Rhonda, give me some of your honorable mentions.
Well, these are not honorable mentions, but Your Honor and The Chi.
Oh, okay.
Your Honor is so doggone good, it's ridiculous. But my honorable mentions, really quick, is The Cosby Show, Mama's Family, All in the Family, Price is Right, Young and the Restless, Seinfeld, and Tom and Jerry.
Not, it's so funny you put Tom and Jerry. It didn't make my list, but the first thing I was gonna put down were the Flintstones and the Jeffersons for people in relationships, right? But I'm glad you said Tom and Jerry because at the end of the day, now we know these cartoons weren't made for kids; they were made for adults, but we just didn't know that. We just didn't know that. We just didn't know that at all. So that's an interesting list, though. You said Seinfeld. Right? Can you hear me, Ron? Seinfeld? Can you hear me?
So you went all the way out. You said that's interesting, and it went out.
That's interesting. So Seinfeld, you said repeat that list again.
Cosby Show, Mama's Family, All in the Family, Price is Right, Young and the Restless, Seinfeld, and Tom and Jerry.
Okay. All right. And guys, let me tell y'all this. All the couples knew what was happening to Young and the Restless, man. And Ron, the Cosby Show. That should have been in the top 5. That should have been in the top 5. Because guys, nobody was flyer than Cliff and Claire. Brownstone in Brooklyn, Money, Crazy Children, right? Great couple. Real
when them kids got older. It got real when them kids got older.
Yep. So, but yeah, can you hear me, Ron?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So sorry, guys. It's storming a little bit down here, so my internet acting up a little bit tonight. But yeah. So my honorable mention, guys, real fast. My honorable mention. I got Hell's Kitchen. I got Sex in the City, and again, guys, this is for couples. Hell's Kitchen. Because remember what I said. You got to do 3 things, 2 or 3 things when you're a couple. You got to eat, smoke, and drink. That's why I put Hell's Kitchen in there. Sex in the City. Right, and I went to go see the Sex and the City movies and all that kind of stuff. Great sitcom for couples. South Park was mine. South Park was in there for my cartoon. But guys, like I was telling Ron, that was a toss up between the Jeffersons and Flintstones, and Jefferson and Flintstones and South Park. I chose South Park because South Park is more modern. South Park it just raw now. So. Then I got Everybody Loves Raymond, and you can't have Everybody Loves Raymond without Everybody Hates Chris. Okay?
Yeah.
So if you're going to watch, you got to watch both of those because Everybody Hates Chris is a play on Everybody Loves Raymond. And then, Rhonda, my bonus one was you got to either be watching The Voice, American Idol, America's Got Talent, right? You got to be watching one of those as a couple at some point because nothing brings you closer than voting on who you think is the best. I guess you could do the Masked Singer too if you wanted to. But what do you think about that honorable mention list, Ron?
I think it was pretty decent. I only heard 3 of them.
Okay, sorry about that.
I don't know. No, you're fine. And then the bonus ones. I wish I watched some of those shows that you're talking about because I don't watch America's Got Talent or I wish I would have got into the Masked Singer because that seemed like that's a pretty good show. But America's Got Talent, all that kind of stuff, I don't watch.
And I was going to put Dancing with the Stars in that whole list, that reality talent stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I didn't put Dancing with the Stars up there because everybody ends up sleeping with each other on that show. So, you know,
is that true? Oh, I know that.
Yeah, people go there in a relationship, they don't come out with one because you know you spending all this time with this person, and you look at the type of dancing they doing, and that's what happens. And plus, you know, Paula Abdul just sued Nigel for sexual harassment and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But man, look, Rhonda. So, what do you think about this one as compared to the movie one?
I just think you have way more choices with shows than you do movies.
Mm-hmm.
Only because they could bring fresher material to you. Whereas that movie is set in that particular time, and that's what it is. Even though they're classics, but it's still set in that particular time. TV shows can transition with the times. In a lot of cases, they could address. That's what I love about The Neighborhood, because it's just like how, you know. Yeah, it's just a good show. Like, so yeah, so the transitional part for me is what, you know, for me with TV shows, can they that next season they could address what's currently going on or do whatever, which is what makes Saturday Night Live so great. Even though that wasn't on our list, but it makes it so great because they could address everything. What has happened for the week.
Yes. And guys, the reason why I like TV shows over the movies, right? The TV shows over the movies is because it's morsels. It's morsels, right? So none of these are going to be more than 30 minutes at a time or an hour at a time. Versus that movie may take 2 to 3 hours out of your day. And with TV shows, you can talk. TV shows spur conversation, right? The movie doesn't. The movie, you got to shut up the whole time. That's why I hate going to the movie, because you got too many rules. You can't talk. And if you talk back to the movie, that's a problem, right? So, but TV shows, you can actually talk back to the TV show. And I think that's where a lot of people got to understand that some of y'all got to choose what's going to be better for your relationship. Are you going to be more of a movie person, or are you going to be more of a TV show, or are you going to be a blend of both? Right? Yeah. You're going to be a blend of both. I personally, like, if you put me on Run, did I say Law and Order SVU? That was one of my top 5. I knew I was missing one.
Yeah, we did. The last one we didn't do.
Yeah,
I said the Shy in Your Honor.
Okay,
like that was my last one.
And mine was Law and Order SVU. I don't like regular Law and Order, but I love Law and Order SVU. I can watch that thing all day. It come on all day Saturday. It come on all day Sunday. You can find. Notice me and Rhonda didn't say nothing about Snapped, Dateline NBC, right?
48 hours.
20 to 20, 48 hours. Fatal Attraction.
Every nighttime Saturday night 8:00 movie.
Yeah, Southern Fried Homicide on Discovery. It's a bunch of things we didn't put out there, but guys, it's so many TV shows to feed off of. And I'll be honest, guys, if you can't find something you can watch TV together on, if you can't find a show if you can't find a show that both of y'all can watch, that relationship ain't gonna last, because there's so many choices that you should be able to find something that can help enhance your relationship. Rhonda, give me your final thoughts as we get ready to get out of here.
Find the show, find the sitcom, find the show that emanates what's going on in your relationship, and start watching it. That's all I can say.
Okay, guys, my final thought is simple, guys. My final thought is simple. Keep it a date. Make sure that you got some snacks. Make sure that you got some candy. Make sure that it never gets boring when you're watching your favorite shows. Okay? Keep it interesting. Don't ever let it get boring. Don't ever let it get boring, because now if it gets boring, one of y'all gonna stop liking that show. Keep it an experience around your TV show if you want to enhance your relationship. Because between shows and movies, when you go to the movies, what do? You get popcorn, you get sodas, you get candy. Now they serve alcohol at it. Make sure you're doing that for your TV shows as well, man. And y'all know what it is. It's Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. I'm the Real Cigar Jeff. Y'all get down in the description section, man. All of my information is below. Support the channel. Get the merch. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Get down in the comment section. Let us know what you think. Is Rhonda and Jeff crazy, or are they on to something? Put your favorite TV shows down in the comment section. Y'all know I got to thank my resident family affair, relationship, now movie and TV show expert.
Oh,
Rhonda, let them know where they can find you on the socials.
On Instagram at RNB LMBT.
Man, and until next time, we gonna holler.